Okay, so we talked about um, what we're looking for as far as our targeted ads, what's going to be uh, good, what's not going to be good, what are who we're going to target. Now we're going to actually create an ad. We're going to show you how I go ahead and do that. So from the Ads Manager page under Campaigns and Ads, you're going to see this green button up here in the top and that says create an ad. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to go ahead and just create an ad and just show you what we do. So let's go back, create an ad. So it's going to ask us what kind of results do you want from your ads. So our goal when we started this page was to get our likes up as quickly as possible, get as many likes as we could that were targeted so that we could build a larger audience. So just to keep it simple with this ad, now there's all kinds of other ads that you can do, um, but just for this ad, we're gonna create one for a targeted at page likes. So as you can see here, um, you it's going to bring up any other like page you may have. Amy's got a couple different ones here, but let's just click on Amy Provenzano Fitness, and that's going to take us to the ad creation screen. Okay, so on that screen, uh, as you can see here, it's going to say, what kind of results do you want for your ads? We want page likes. That's what our goal is. Okay, so scroll down here a little bit. It says select an image. Well, the cover image is going to be the default image. I don't want to use the cover image on this ad. I want to show you just exactly how we've done it in the past. So I'm going to X off that, and I'm going to upload an image here. So let's upload just a sample image that I've kind of put in here. That's nice and easy. Let's see, it's loading. Okay, it's just a fitness picture of Amy here, and her face is cut off there a little bit, but that's okay. It works. So that's just your typical sweaty mugshot from Amy that she posts almost every day. So I just put that as the image that we're going to use. Now, headline: Amy Provenzano Fitness. That's the headline that we use. That's just the name of the page. Um, you could do this many different ways. You could mess around with headlines. You could mess around with text. We just tried to keep it as simple as possible, and it's worked for us. The text, it's going to default the text from the about screen. So we're going to go ahead. I've copied her normal text into there, and we're going to put that in there. So I pasted the normal text that I use in every ad, or every ad I've used so far, uh, onto the page. So it says here, ready to take your fitness to the next level. Follow me for fitness tips and motivation. On the previous video, I talked about how I just sort of BrandyBot showed her text that she uses for her ads. So I figured it worked for her. Let's just modify it and see what happens for us. It's always worked for us, so we've always kept it. Um, Below the text, you're going to see this section here on sponsored stories. It says, "Help people discover your business through their friends. No increased budget is required." I always uncheck that, and the reason is that what will happen is Facebook will show this um, in the news feeds of anyone who's liked this page. Like they'll show the ads in other people's news feeds that may not have been targeted by us. So to me, that always was. I just never thought of that as being beneficial because I'm not targeting those people who it's showing up in their news feed. So I always unclick it. I'm not. I just basically followed the advice from Practical Social Media. I thought it was good advice that really you're paying for targeted ads. You might as well get targeted ads. So when you're doing sponsored stories, you're not always getting targeted ads. I know Brandy thinks the exact opposite on that, but anyways, it just never worked for us, so we just never did it. So as you can see here, you're going to see what your picture is going to look like in the right column, or in the news feed, and in the right column. The right column ads are the ones that as it sounds, align the right column of Facebook. They're all sponsored and targeted ads. This one, just don't worry so much about the picture. I'm just trying to give you the gist as to what we're doing here. But yeah, that's what it's going to look like when it shows up in newsfeed. Let's scroll down here. Okay, this is the most important part. Okay, so as the default goes, it's going to target only people in the United States. Okay, so that's the default. As you can see here, the default age is 13 years old to no maximum age. The default is also not gender specific. Okay, so over here on the right, you can see your audience definition is 178 million people. It's a humongous net to cast, and you don't want to cast it that wide. Excuse me, because one, your ads are going to be very expensive, and two, you're going to get a lot of non-targeted people come onto your page that have probably have no interest in Beachbody at all. So, just for example's sake, I'm going to show you. You know, you could target this down to state or province within the United States or Canada. You can target down to zip code. If you want to advertise a fit club, for example, it's great to do that. You know, you can do that through Facebook ads using zip codes and cities. I don't do that. I just put in Canada, and usually add Canada. Sometimes I'll take Canada out. Sorry, Devin. Sorry, Heather. Sometimes I'll take Canada out if I'm trying to narrow my scope a little bit. Um, I don't know why I do it. I just do. But you know, usually trying to get my numbers under 2 million, and if I can't get, you know, if I can't take any other thing out, I'll sometimes take Canada out. But don't hate me. I still love my Canadian friends. So we also want to change age. I mean, you certainly want it to be over 18. You probably want it to be over 20, 21 or so. And you probably want it to be, you know, at a certain point, I guess most people start, you know, worrying about doing, you know, you're probably not going to do insanity at 75 years old. So you want to make sure that, you know, it's a range where people will be most likely to be interested in fitness. Let's just do 21 to 50. Now you can see just by changing those two things, I added Canada and I put the age as 21 to 50. I lowered my target to 128 million from what, like, I think it was like 180 million to start. So you also, you know, a lot of women just target women, you know, so let's just put that in there for an example. Now I'm already down to 66 million people. Okay, so we're going in the right direction here. Um, let's let's now move on. I never touch interested in men or women. I never touch that. I usually never touch relationship status either. I usually just leave those as is. I usually don't touch education. I don't workplace. I never get into that or categories. What's most important to me typically is this interest thing right here. Okay, so this is where we target different things. So let's just see what happens when we let's just use Jillian Michaels, for example. Okay, so you see Jillian Michaels has 3.439 million people that have liked her page. So again, when I click on this, it's going to change the audience definition. Only people that are within the United States and Canada, ages 21 to 50, who are women who have liked Jillian Michaels' page are ever going to see Amy's ads. And that total is 1.74 million people. That fits within our 2 million target. That is a pretty targeted demographic that we're going after. And anyone that generally likes that page is more likely to have to create engagement for Amy's page in the future. So I really have always liked that. And you can do different things. You can do, for example, you can do, let's try my Panera one. This one was pretty much a flop for me, but let's try that. Oops, I spelled it wrong. Panera Bread. So as you can see there, 5.78 million people have liked that page. Okay, so that one has a potential reach now. Just changing that from Jillian Michaels to Panera, it's got a potential reach of 2.6 million people. So that's still kind of high. That would sort of make me a little nervous. I would probably try to either narrow down the age. Let's narrow down the age to 40. Let's see what happens there. I would maybe do 25 to 45. Let's see what happens. The generally the lower the better. You don't want it too low because you don't want the audience to be too low, but you don't want it to be in anything more than 2 million. So 1.78 million. So I dropped that. I think it was from 2.6 to 1.78. So that's good. That's a good target. Now I've already proven that that target doesn't work, but um, you can get the gist of where I'm going here. Now here's another cool thing you can do. You can put in, if you want to lower your target range, you can put in Jillian Michaels and what's that guy's name? Bob Diner. What's that guy's name? Hey, Abe. Abe. Oh man. But let's all right. Let's just do something else. I'm sorry. I was trying to call Amy. I tried to call Amy. The guy's name is Bob something. I can't remember his name. But anyways, let's just do Jillian Michaels and let's just do Sean T. Okay. Okay. So Sean T has 5.42 or 542,000 people that have liked. You can see here now it lowers it even more. It's people that have liked Jillian Michaels and Sean T. Okay, so you're targeting even more. You're making it uh, even more of a refined target. Now, my suggestion for you would be to stay away from Beachbody targets. Okay, because you don't want to be paying for the likes of coaches or people that are already coaches. The idea of this is to get new business, right? Is um, to find these new people that are going to fuel your challenge groups every month. Somebody that's already a coach, or that already has a coach, or that already has major exposure to Beachbody is not really the most cost effective way. Now you might find great people. You might find people that have already liked Sean T or Tony Horton or P90X or whatever, because there's tons of them in here. You can look P90X. There's three million people that have liked that P90X page, or Insanity. Uh, 13 million people. I don't know if that's Insanity like the mental status, or Insanity the workout program, but you get my drift. So it's I think the our instinct was to go after those people too, but we got some good advice to sort of stay away from those Beachbody pages, just because you're going to get a lot of coaches liking your page, and you don't want to be paying for likes from other coaches. Okay, so let's just go back to the Jillian Michaels just to kind of finish this up. Let's just say Jillian Michaels 3.4. So we got a target audience of 1.42 million people. We're going to scroll down here. I speak English barely, so I'm just gonna leave that blank. But like, say if you have if you're Laura, if you're one of the Latin sparkles, if you have a major Spanish language audience, you could definitely target those in that target audience as well. That would be really smart to kind of switch that up. As you can see, you're gonna change. If you change that to Spanish language, you're gonna lower your potential reach. But I mean, those people that are gonna see your page are gonna be much more willing to engage with you. Because um, you're just lowering that target audience even more. You can also search by all different kinds of custom categories. You can really mess around with this a lot. It's really cool. You can also change. Let me show you. You can also change out. Like who sees. You can market to those on mobile devices, those on tablets. You can market to parents if we've tried this. I've never really been able to figure this out and make it totally, one of our best pulling ads, but you can market to parents um, who have, you could put parent, you could put a parent, you could put that as one of the categories, parents of children 0 to 3, and Jillian Michaels if you want. Lower it even more. You can do really, really targeted ads if you'd like. But let's just take that out there. Just wanted to show you that. So we've got our ad here with Jillian Michaels, 1.42 million. I always go and change this. I always change this to like Jillian Michaels, as you could use, as you saw in the prior videos, just so I can keep my ads straight in my ads manager. I usually keep the budget at a per day budget, but you can do a lifetime budget if you want. This number 5, you can put that as to whatever you want. I usually like to mix, like, even if your budget is going to be higher than $5 a day or $10 a day, I usually like to run more than one ad. Like, I wouldn't sink all of my budget into one ad typically. If I, let's just say I was running a budget of $10 a day, I might split that up between two or three ads just to kind of give a more diverse crowd. Like I showed you in the other video, I have one ad that's targeted towards coaches and one ad that's targeted towards customers. That's how I'm doing it right now. That might switch, but in the beginning, it was more like all customers we were targeting. Um, but you could be different. I just wanted to point that out. If you've got X number of budget, you might want to split that between a couple different ads. The other reason you might want to do it is because if one ad bombs, at least you've got another ad that could do better, and it could kind of sort of even out for you over time. Um, so just some ideas. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna leave this. I would just leave it at bidding for price at the bottom here. There's all kinds of ways you can sort of mix this up and change it, but just for the time being, just leave it for bid for likes. You don't you can bid for clicks, you can bid for impressions, but the easiest way to do this is right now is to bid for likes. And then once we sort of get more involved in this, we can start talking about some more advanced ways to make Facebook ads. Then all you gotta do is click place order and you're done. That's it. Then your ad is gonna go into the Facebook review process, and if your ad is approved, it'll start showing immediately. If it's not approved, then Facebook will send you an email telling you why it wasn't approved and what you need to do to change it. Okay, so that's no big deal. Sometimes they don't get approved for whatever reason. Facebook has all kinds of rules. So if it's not approved, it's not the end of the world. Just tweak it and then resubmit it. Okay. Every time you change anything on a Facebook ad, it's going to get reviewed. So it's kind of got to get used to that. The other thing, keep in mind, if your ad goes live at the end of the day, like if you do this at 10 o'clock at night, chances are you're going to blow. Facebook is going to blow through your budget until midnight. Because the Facebook day goes midnight to midnight. I think anyways that's what it seems like it goes. And so, like whenever I put an ad out there at like 10 o'clock at night, it seems to blow through the entire budget of the ad in that 2 hour period. It's probably best to do to when you're going to launch an ad for the first time, launch it, midday at the latest. Just some sort of little tidbits here that I've learned the hard way. So, any questions posted on the page, but that's how you create an ad.